Hey folks, so for this week's installment of Minimalist Monday, I wanted to share with you something I'm really excited about here. This is something I spent a lot of time developing, but my water collection and purification system here. I'm really proud of this. I think I got a really unique concept here. I don't know if anybody else has ever done anything quite like it, but I think it's really effective in terms of providing the greatest degree of versatility in the smallest package. You can see everything I got here pretty much fits away into this little Maxpedison pouch and weighs practically nothing. So my philosophy here when it comes to water collection and purification, it's kind of like fire. My system might be a little bit overbuilt, and I'm going to actually continue to expand on it beyond what you see here, but I feel like, just like with fire, you really can't take chances with water at all. You don't ever want to be in a position where you don't have it, because that's one of the most important things that you can possibly need when you're out in the bush, especially if you're far away from civilization and you actually are relying on the tools that you have in your pack to keep you alive. So with that in mind, I like to really double down. I like a lot of redundancy. So of course, in both mine and my wife's pack, I will have something like this. This is by a company called CleanSip. It's one of those water filtration straws. I haven't used this, although it does have surprisingly high rating. So as a backup, it's good to have something small like this because it slips away in your pack. You really don't even know it's there, and it could end up saving your life in a worst case scenario. I'll also probably carry a couple of those little bottles of those iodine tablets, just because if you have a bag, and even if you're not able to purify your water, you put those in there. It may taste like mud, but more likely than not, kill everything that's in it, so at least make it safe to drink. So, getting back to my water setup here, what I've ultimately done, I'll first go do a rundown of all the pieces that are included here. And first up, as you can see up here on the top, these are from a company called JetFlow. These are bottle adapters, and of course a bottle coupler here from the company Sawyer. And what's really, really great about these, as you can see, it can go from a standard wide mouth kind of canteen bottle opening all the way down to one of those more traditional type bottle tops that you would see on like a regular 20-ounce bottle. And why I really like that, and as much as it disappoints me, but why I really like this concept is no matter where you go in the world, no matter what campsite you go to, more likely than not, what you're gonna find everywhere in the world is human trash. And while that is really disappointing, from a survivor's standpoint, that could actually be really advantageous to you. And so when I was thinking about that, instead of trying to carry lots of bottles of water with me and make sure that everything fit each other exactly, I wanted to give myself a lot of versatility, because you can count on finding trash very often when you're out in the bush. And if you can adapt to the trash that you find, then you can make a lot of just debris and random dryness that you find work for you. So I personally always like to start off with a wide mouth bottle like this, just because it's a lot easier to clean, a lot easier to fill, a lot easier to deal with. These smaller mouth bottles like you get here, which I still will use, but you can really only use them with the clean water, because once these get gunked up inside, you can't really get inside them easily to clean them back out. So I will use that for my clean water side of my setup. If I am going to be using it at all, but however, I wouldn't use that for the dirty water. I'd be more inclined to use something like this to try to collect and carry dirty water. And so right here, I have the Nalgene collapsible canteen. This is a 48-ounce version. They sell different sizes. And of course, the Sawyer Squeeze water filtration system bag. This one's a 32-ounce bag. This came with the squeeze system here. And why I like the squeeze versus the mini, at least for this setup, is because you can get a lot more water flow through the system here. So with that in mind, let me kind of show you how this all works here. Because this is dual threaded, what I can do here, for instance, if let's say I have my wide mouth canteen and then I end up finding a small bottle while I'm out in the bush, what I conceivably can do, I could fill this end up with dirty water, and let's say I found a 20-ounce bottle like I said, and I needed to adapt those. I could use the bottle adapter right here, screw these two together, and now I have this system whereby if this was full of dirty water, by simply putting pressure through this, I could pressurize it through the water filter here, fill up this bag with clean drinking water. What's really great about this is if I happen to find something different, let's say I found a Gatorade bottle, for instance. Well, I have an adapter that would fit that as well. So this way, in this circumstance, I could use this bottle adapter, or thread adapter rather, with that. Screw these two together, and now, screw those together like that, and of course attach my Gatorade bottle there, and could use it in exactly the same fashion. So, like I've described in many of my other installments here, versatility is, I think, really, really important, and being able to use your gear in as many different ways as possible is always going to be to your advantage. So with this water system, I really feel like I've developed something pretty cool here that allows me to cover a lot of my bases. Where this system, I think, is weak is when it comes to my at-camp setup. And I know when I'm at camp, and this is especially true when I'm car camping, I like to have a large cooler or bag just full of water so that I can turn it on and rinse my hands off, wash dishes, something like that. And right now, while the system allows, gives me a good option for creating lots of drinking water, it doesn't really give me an option for having large amounts of water for all those other activities that I just described. And so I am probably going to double down on this. I'm probably going to have a smaller version of this setup included in my wife's pack, and also in her pack, probably what I will include. This is something I'm looking at, so if any of you guys have experience with these, definitely let me know. But I'm actually looking at the GoFlow 10-liter water gravity bag by Hydro Blue, and I would like to mate that with one of the Sawyer dual-threaded mini water filters. From what I've heard, this is a really cool system that you can basically just hang from a branch. It's full of 10 liters of water, and with the pipe hanging down and the Sawyer water filter there at the bottom, gravity theoretically should just be pushing the water through that filter and can create a nice constant slow trickle of water. I don't know if that would be adequate for all my water needs, so I'd be really interested for some feedback from some people who have used the Sawyer Mini to let me know if by attaching those to one of those gravity bags, you can actually get enough water to come out of the tip to really make it worth your while for cleaning and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much my water collection and purification setup here in a nutshell. Definitely let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your all's opinions. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys stay safe and have a great week. Take care.